So in this problem, you can't see. It's gotta be tricked. Alright, so I gave you this function, this linear function, and I asked you to find the domain and range and the interval notation and inequalities. Yesterday we learned that it goes in a certain direction. Gilbert, the domain goes in which direction? Good thing to write on your formula sheet. So you put your pen down. Class, what's the first thing my graph is touching? Remember, domain refers to which axis? The x-axis. What is it touching? What number on the x-axis? -3. It's a closed circle, so is that a parentheses or bracket? And then the last thing you're touching on the x-axis is what? 4. Class, open or closed? Open, parentheses or bracket?
Parentheses.
Raise your hand if you got that interval notation. Okay. Now, because the domain refers to the x-axis, I need numbers that are smaller than 4, but I also need numbers that are bigger than -3. Pay attention, bigger than or equal to. You might say, Mr. Ng, that's a less than sign, right? But remember, you have to read it the other way. X is bigger than or equal to -3. Okay? And that's my inequality. David, the range refers to which axis? And David, which direction do we go for in the range? Nothing, 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 nothing. Class, what do I hit on the y-axis or the y number line?
-2.
That's a -2. Parentheses or bracket? And I get to go to what number? +3. Parentheses or bracket? Remember, referring to the y-axis. So if you could in your head, you can eliminate the x-axis so you're not confused. Okay, so the range refers to the y. I need numbers that are what? Bigger than -2. And you read it the other way. Y is greater than or equal to -2. But I also need y values that are what? Smaller than 3. Smaller than 3. Numbers that are bigger than -2, but numbers that are less than 3. Here's a trick. You know how I told you to eliminate, so on the x-axis you can just think of it as, try to make it two-dimensional. Like, try to push it down here. And then when you get to the y's, you can turn it sideways. Think of it as a number line, right? Push it here. Close circle at -2, open at 3. Okay? So that's domain and range.